If you love the outdoors, eating Southern classics, or love historic downtowns, then Chattanooga is the place for you. In southeastern Tennessee, set along the Tennessee River, at the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, you will find Chattanooga. Here, you can get some of the most amazing views the country has to offer, eat 5-star Southern food in hole-in-the-wall dives, and visit the plethora of museums that make this city unique. Most of this list will be in Chattanooga, but a few of these require you to venture just outside the city and into the wild outdoors. So hop on the Chattanooga choo-choo, yes, we had to make that reference at least once, and let's get started. Stay tuned until the end for a few honorable mentions. These are in no particular order, as they are all must-sees. Number 1 is the Tennessee Aquarium. Why is this aquarium unique, you might ask? 66% of all the freshwater species of fish found in the United States are from the Southeast. At this aquarium, you can see local fish sourced right in the Tennessee River, as well as species from all over the world. Not only will you get to see a kaleidoscope of aquatic life, you will be doing something impactful for the environment. Since it is the national leader in freshwater conservation, the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute works to research and educate the public about conservation in Tennessee waters. From penguins to turtles to butterflies, this aquarium has something for all ages. Number 2 is quintessential Chattanooga. Lookout Mountain is a must-see for any visitor and locals alike. We've talked to a few locals, and even they would boast about its natural beauty and unique vantage points. From the Rock City Point, a marker, you can see 7 states including Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. To get there, you take an incline trolley where you can see Ruby Falls, a beautiful waterfall cascading down the mountain, Rock City, the 7-state viewpoint, and Sunset Rock. The name speaks for itself. In addition to nature, there is a lot of history on that mountain. The Chickamauga people, a branch of Cherokee Native Americans, called the mountains Chattanooga, hence the city's name. On November 24, 1863, the Battle of Lookout Mountain was fought on the slopes of the mountain. Going back even further to the Revolutionary War, a battle between John Sevier's Washington District Regiment and those of Chief Dragging Canoe of the Chickamauga Cherokee may have taken place on Lookout Mountain on September 20th, 1782. Speaking of the Civil War, number 3 is a battlefield tour that starts in Chattanooga at the Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park. Begin your tour by visiting the Lookout Mountain Battlefield Visitor Center. After that, you can drive over to Chattanooga National Cemetery and the Chattanooga History Center. The Union victories at Orchard Knob, Lookout Mountain, and Tunnel Hill caused the Confederate Army to withdraw and opened up the Deep South to a Union invasion. The Chattanooga History Center has an extensive collection of Civil War artifacts. Standing at the precipice of history, these sites mark a turning point in U.S. history. Number 4 is probably the most exciting part of any city: the food. Chattanooga is a mix of hole-in-the-wall mom-and-pop shops as well as the bigger, more well-known restaurants. Here, we will name a few of both that you have to check out. A few local spots include Aretha Frankenstein's. How could you not eat here based on the name alone? This local dive grew to prominence after being featured on the Food Network, and it's not to be missed. Good Eats BBQ Chattanooga is a no-frills local joint that comes up a lot when we ask locals where to get the best BBQ. It is family owned and operated, so you can feel good supporting the local economy. Other good locally owned BBQ joints are Hickory Pit Barbecue, Sticky Fingers Rib House, and Sugar's Ribs. An iconic restaurant would be the Pickle Barrel. The building has been operational since 1893, where it was constructed for the Southern Railway. After 5 years, it became the Hotel Plaza, changing again in the 1930s and so on until 1982, when it became the Pickle Barrel. It would be a sin to leave the South without fried chicken, so head to Champy's world-famous Fried Chicken, another iconic landmark of Chattanooga eateries. The restaurant was founded and still owned by a local couple, so once again, you can support Chattanooga local. Sticking to the theme of consumption, let's talk whiskey. Number 5 is the Tennessee Whiskey Trail. With over 30 distilleries spread out over 800 miles, taking 14 days to complete, let's stop at the ones in Chattanooga. If you don't want to crisscross the state, then why bother when Chattanooga has two of these iconic whiskey stops? Right downtown are the Chattanooga Whiskey Co., formerly Tennessee Stillhouse, and Gate 11, a micro distillery and tasting room. As with most things in Tennessee, there is even history in the distilleries. The Chattanooga Whiskey Co. is in a space first opened in 1816 as a trading post, what is now the corner of Market Street and Riverfront Parkway. The location became known as Ross's Landing. From the 1860s to the 1900s, Chattanooga was North America's distilling hub, with over 30 distilleries and 98 liquor dealers. Not to be outdone by historical wonder, the second distillery on the Chattanooga leg of the Whiskey Trail is Gate 11, locally owned and operated since 2018. Though it's new in serving whiskey, it is located in the historic Chattanooga Choo Terminal Station. Number 6 sounds like a good time to just get it out there, the Chattanooga Choo. This is so obvious it shouldn't even need to be listed here, and yet it would be a shame to ignore. What even is this elusive Chattanooga Choo? Is it an actual train, a station, a restaurant, a hotel? It's a little bit of everything. Some know it as the 1941 song Chattanooga Choo, written by Mac Gordon and composed by Harry Warren, which was the first to get a gold record. But as far as what to see in Chattanooga, there's Terminal Station, which came close to being demolished in 1973. The original Chattanooga station was built in 1858, but was sadly not spared and demolished in 1973. Terminal Station was built in 1906 to handle cargo and passengers alike. Woodrow Wilson, Franklin Roosevelt, and Theodore Roosevelt have all been passengers at this station. With the advent of cars and airplanes, train travel declined, and so did Terminal Station. In 1973, a restoration event was made and the name was changed to Chattanooga Choo. Remember the song in 1941? It was named this to capitalize on its fame. Now it's an entire complex of hotels, restaurants, and shopping, as well as history. Hotel guests can even stay overnight in an old train car. Number 7 is something that seems unlikely for Chattanooga. It takes us 20 miles outside the city, but it would probably be the only city one could stay in to get to see this poignant museum. Most people would think that Chattanooga is as far away from the Holocaust as one could get, and yet the Children's Holocaust Memorial at Whitwell Middle School has become a profound way to connect one of history's darkest hours. The Paperclips Project, which can be seen in the 2004 documentary film Paperclips, was started in 1998 by middle school students from the small southeastern Tennessee town of Whitwell. They created a monument for the Holocaust victims of Nazi Germany. The goal was to collect 6 million paperclips to represent the 6 million Jewish lives lost. Whitwell is a small community of only 1,300 residents, so the project started small. Over the years, they collected tens of millions of paperclips from all over the world. Today, you can visit the Children's Holocaust Memorial at Whitwell Middle School. It was officially dedicated November 9, 2001, complete with an actual German rail car that was used to transport Jewish detainees to Nazi death camps. It's for sure worth the drive. Number 8 is the Hunter Museum of American Art. With both permanent and rotating exhibits, this is the best place to appreciate the fine arts in Chattanooga. The museum has a range of mediums from painting to sculpture to mixed media and more. Like its name suggests, this museum is dedicated to preserving and displaying the best of American art. Its 3 buildings represent 100 years of architecture, including the neoclassical mansion built all the way back in 1905. Like many things in Chattanooga, its history goes deeper than meets the eye. The museum is on the site of an old iron smelting plant built in 1854. You won't want to miss it. Number 9 is a testament to the people who came before European settlers to what is now North America. Step back 12,000 years and learn the history and suffering of the Native Americans as you retrace their route on the Trail of Tears. The now infamous Trail of Tears began right here in Chattanooga, and this walk takes you to 5 important heritage sites. Though most of the stops will take you beyond Chattanooga, you can at least see the beginnings of the trail should you want to remain local. In the winter of 1831, the Choctaw became the first nation to be expelled from its land. They made the journey to Indian Territory all the way in Oklahoma on foot without any food, supplies, or other help from the government. Over 3,500 people died on this government-forced expulsion. The trail begins at the passage right near the aquarium. The passage includes a weeping wall representing the tears shed by those forced off their land. The next stops are the Moccasin Bend Archaeological District, the Brainerd Mission Cemetery, Audubon Acres, and finally ending in Cleveland, Tennessee at Red Clay Historic Park. Number 10 is Coolidge Park, located on the north shore of Chattanooga on the Tennessee River. There is an interactive waterfall, rock climbing, and a carousel, but it's also a park perfect for picnicking along the river, exploring the green spaces, and enjoying this small plot of nature nestled in the middle of a city. The Coolidge Park Carousel is an antique built in 1894. For all you carousel buffs out there, it's a Denzel. For all you non-carousel nerds, Gustav Denzel was a German immigrant who came to the US in 1860. In Germany, he was a carousel carver for his dad. In the US, he opened a cabinet shop, but soon turned back to carousels. He opened a carousel business in 1867, and his son took over his business after his death. I bet you are so glad to have gotten a lesson in carousel making. But seriously, check it out in Coolidge Park. Now for some honorable mentions. Chattanooga has so much to offer, so limiting it to just 10 was painfully hard. Other sites not on this list that deserve a visit are the Chattanooga Guided Ghost Tour, as well as the adults-only Haunted City Walking Tour, where you can hear all the horror stories that took place right on those streets. Ghosts seem to be a theme in the South. The Raccoon Mountain Caverns and Campground is worth a visit. Explore some amazing caverns full of natural limestone art. If you are near the Art Museum, check out the Bluff View Art District. It is a family-owned and operated historic neighborhood with restaurants, a coffee house, art gallery, historic bed and breakfast, gardens, plazas, and courtyards to enjoy. What is your favorite must-see in Chattanooga? We look forward to hearing from you.